All right, we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. This is a special edition of
Beyond the Doughnut.
We're covering the COVID-19 coronavirus here. And this morning at the Oval Office, we heard Donald Trump basically call this a medical war. We're going into almost wartime precedents with over 10,000 doctors and researchers working on a solution to find a cure for the virus, a vaccine. The Commissioner of Food and Drug, he pretty much said this morning that they are trying to provide hope and not a false sense of hope. With that being said, chloroquine made a big remark that maybe this old drug that was used to treat malaria could possibly be the solution for this virus. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, right now, during the time when we don't have a vaccine and when we don't have a cure yet, they're going to want to throw everything safe and responsible at the virus to make any sort of positive impact they can. And the reason for that, why it's going to take a little while, is we don't know if the vaccines that are coming out of labs work yet. They're in the human trial testing of everything. And one, they have to make sure that it's effective against COVID-19, but then they also have to make sure there aren't any major side effects that weren't anticipated during the production of it. And then once they have confirmed that and you've moved out of the trial stage into production, they then have to produce it for the masses, which takes a lot of time. And then they have to distribute it, which again takes more time again.
Yeah, so if we found an already existing cure, this drug has been being used since the 1940s. We're talking about 70 plus years of research. Chloroquine also is made readily available already. Bayer, the giant drug production company, already said that they would donate 3 million tablets of chloroquine phosphate to the U.S. to start using on patients. Stephen Hahn, the director of the Food and Drug and Commissioner, pretty much, I should have said commissioner, he's hopeful for this. He also said that there's a lack of concrete evidence right now, and there is lots of unknowns. So we are still in that area of uncertainty. When we talk about uncertainty, one thing that we are trying to get as certain as possible here on Beyond the Doughnut is the numbers. Garrett, we're going to hand it over to you for some facts and stats.
So this is coming from the worldwide count, and the U.S. count is coming from Johns Hopkins University. And it's coming directly from their website. They have a coronavirus tracker that's updating pretty frequently. And so worldwide, the numbers that we're seeing right now are 240,119 people have been infected. There's been 9,819 deaths, and 84,962 people have recovered. In the United States, we're seeing 11,274 people contracting the virus. There's been 157 deaths, and 108 people have recovered. In California, this is coming from the California Department of Health. There has been 904 confirmed cases of corona in California, and we haven't had a confirmation if anyone's been recovered yet in California. And here in San Diego, there's been 80 cases confirmed. There's been 0 recoveries, but there's also been 0 deaths as of right now.
Yeah, and before I go into our local news, and I want to talk about what you were just saying when it comes to those numbers, let's just take a quick moment of silence for every person that's been affected by the coronavirus and its spread. Okay, let's keep going here. Thanks for that. UCSD and SDSU, they've pretty much been evacuated. So what is basically the San Diego Department of Health? What are they issuing? Why are these evacuations happening? Why are we trying to get all these people out of these concentrated areas?
Well, they're trying to avoid a cluster happening of the virus spreading fast in a small area and then continuing to spread outside of that. Now, most college campuses have already canceled school for the remainder of the year for the spring semester. And so now they're looking at it with a lot of the students still living on campus. Yesterday, they gave them 24 hours to move off of campus and get out. It's time to go somewhere else and get away from all these other students.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. So we're seeing things that are happening in San Diego that already happened in San Francisco, that were happening earlier in Seattle, and finding reports that, now the people have seen this pandemic at its worst. We're talking about Italy. We're talking about China. We're seeing the numbers in Italy even surpass China. So we're learning from kind of their mistakes, or maybe what they did right. Mm-hmm. How about we learn from what they did do, and let's move forward in a solution for ourselves, for our community, for Oceanside, California. Let's do that together.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're going to take it over to, actually, is this your cousin, Richard Andrews?
This is my cousin, Richard Andrews. He's actually living up in San Francisco, and he's a corporate attorney.
Great. Awesome. So, Richard, we're going to have you just give us an update on what's going on in San Francisco. What's going on out there on the streets?
What's up, cuz?
What's up, Garrett and Matt? How's it going up on the Doughnut down there? I'm just taking a walk down the street of San Francisco here. We've got currently a situation where there's a shelter-in-place order going on. So my excuse for being out right now is that I'm on my way to file my taxes. Wasn't eligible for the e-file option this year. A little disappointed about that, but anyway, it's a beautiful day out, and honestly, getting out of the office is a nice thing for me in my line of work. I'm a corporate attorney, represent a lot of startups around here, seeking financing and such. So a lot of paperwork and late nights type of thing are coming, of course, for my job. But there's been a little bit of a slowdown, I'll say, in what's going on out here. You can see the streets are pretty darn empty right now. This is a pretty densely populated region right here in the edge of Soma and the financial districts here. So I just thought I'd begin my thoughts with this little video here. Hope things are going well down there in Oceanside. Stay healthy, stay safe. Limit going outside to times when you really need to. And make sure you stock up on the healthy things you need to be able to take care of yourself in case you are carrying it. I think that's all I've got for the moment. Be in touch with you guys soon. Take care down there.
All right. Hey, thank you so much, Richard.
Thanks, cuz.
Yeah, I feel like I must have met him at some point during our lives. He has a really familiar, a really good, He's
got good vibes.
Yeah, good vibes. I like those good vibes. So what are we seeing different that's happening in San Francisco that's heading down here to San Diego? What can people do to take precaution?
So the San Diego Department of Health last night issued a revised statement on what we need to be doing right now. And so the changes that has happened since Tuesday to Wednesday are gatherings of 10 or more are now restricted. So any gathering of 10 or more is not allowed in the city. And this restricts people to be out only when necessary. And what they've deemed as necessary is to get food, to care for a family member, if you're an essential employee. So if you're a healthcare worker, healthcare provider, policeman, fireman, those essential jobs that are still keeping our city functioning. And it's most important, to get medical attention whenever needed. Now, although not restricted, they have suggested that gatherings of 10 or less should only be limited to when it is absolutely essential. There's a lot of things that we're still doing that aren't essential that we need to curb them. We need to be staying in smaller groups, particularly really just in our houses right now, to stop the spread of this virus. The big one here is that preschools and daycares, which were not affected before, are now affected now. They've been asked to modify their daily plans so that way 10 or less children are together with those same 10 children throughout the whole day and separated from the rest of the daycare. And the last thing, this is from the head of the Department of Health in San Diego, is that they deemed that a shelter in place was not necessary, but residents should be prepared for that possibility. Now, to clear up any confusion and most importantly hysteria, there's no reason to panic. A shelter in place is not martial law. Let's go over a couple of the differences in these terms that we're hearing a lot in the media. First is isolation. What an isolation means is that you're separating the sick from the healthy population so the virus doesn't spread. A quarantine is when someone is separated from the healthy population who's come into contact with the virus, whether or not they show any symptoms. And typically they're going to be quarantined until if they are sick, until they no longer are sick and are symptom free, or if they don't have symptoms, if they are in quarantine the entire incubation period, which is 2 to 14 days for the coronavirus, they are then released from quarantine because they are deemed healthy. A shelter in place is similar to what's happening in San Diego, but there are some key differences. A shelter in place is that you stay home unless you have an essential job, like those healthcare ones. But it closes most businesses and non-essential functions. So that means completely shutting down restaurants. There's no takeout, nothing like that. And you can only leave your house to seek medical attention, to care for someone, to care for a family member, or if you need to get food for yourself, and then you have to come right back home. We are not there yet in San Diego, but there is a possibility it could go there. So again, like everything we've been saying, it's time to prepare for that possibility, not just with your physical surroundings, but also mentally. Get ready that if you have to stay home and be isolated, prepare yourself to do so.
Yeah, set up your paint set. Set up your studio. Set up your meditation station. You don't have to write the greatest novel in the world, but if you have the want to write, if you want to be creative, follow those instincts, guys. I think this is an interesting time in the world where we're going to see a lot of beauty grow from this devastation. Talk about beauty growing out of this whole thing. Some people are going and they're quarantining or they're isolating themselves. Instead of indoors, they're going out into further places, like in the mountains. They're going out and setting up camp, say, in deserts and whatnot, to even prevent any further spread of this or to isolate themselves. I think that that's their sole purpose, and we'll start seeing if that is a good way and if it's recommended to isolate in that way. One of my most creative friends is actually out exploring Mother Nature on her own while she keeps that distance from others. Her name is Blue Broxton. Blue, could you let us know what's going out there in the town of Mammoth Lakes? You're on the outskirts of Mammoth Lakes now. I hear that you're out in the mountains. I hear it's beautiful out there. Have you seen a lot of people? Is there people around you?
Hi, Matt. So nice to hear from you. I'm actually not in Mammoth. I'm in the volcanic tablelands, which is this magical wilderness that's behind me. I'm out here by myself. I have one neighbor way down the street from me. This is the street. So, yes, I've got my information from social media and funny internet memes, just like pretty much everybody else. I'm taking this time to contemplate existence, be creative, eat yummy food, explore, wander. I'm lucky that I can do that because I'm out here. So I'm the white rabbit enjoying my little rabbit hole, and I'm hoping that everybody takes this time to get to know themselves a little bit better and love themselves a little bit better and each other. I'm hoping that we can get through this time and find our way to being more abundant, full of love, kindness, joy, just a whole new way of interacting with the world, I think could be an outcome of this. And I'm sending you my love and looking forward to giving you a big hug again in person one day soon.
Thank you so much, Blue. Thanks, good
Blue.
to see you. Yeah, very special friend up there in Mammoth Lakes. It reminds me, I probably need to start calling people that are in some of these places that are, what was that term that we just learned? That when you're told to stay, just stay inside, don't go out and do? Isolate, okay? So these people that are in isolation, we need to start calling them up, seeing how they're doing during those times. One of the people I've been checking in with is my friend Kaelynn. Kaelynn's actually got 2 videos from us. She got a video from this morning, and then she gave us some more vibes. Kaelynn is a dancer and an artist. How is that really affecting you when it comes to business? I know Disneyland's not operating, so tell us what's going on with your life.
Why, hello. Wow, I mean, a lot has changed for sure, especially for me. I'm in the dance industry, and so everything has been completely shut down. I mean, I work for the #1 entertainment industry in the world, Disneyland, and it is no longer. So I'm just trying to control my anxiety, and I'm trying to just stay positive and realize that there's more to this than we know, and I just need to remain in my groundingness. And I definitely have been limiting my time like around people, but I do have a very large family, so we've just been like making sure that everything's staying super clean. We're washing the dogs constantly, washing our hands constantly. I've been out in nature, but I haven't been hanging out with people just in case. You never know. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of an interesting time to be alive for sure. For sure. Like, we are a part of history. It's crazy. It's super important to take care of ourselves during this time. And I think that allowing yourself to truly have downtime, to have self-growth and allow your body to heal is super important. I feel like this is like a worldwide way of saying, hey, everyone take a break. Like, it's okay. It's okay. We always are go, 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 go. Well, now this is an opportunity to just like really enjoy your family, and you need to stay healthy. So supplements, lots of rest, fruits, vegetables, just try to stay as plant-based as possible during this time. That's my personal opinion, and honestly, I feel really great. Haven't gotten sick in ages, and I've been plant-based for 3 years now.
Yes. Food, your health is your wealth. If you're eating right, then you're feeling right. Cool. So last but not least, we've got our friend Kylea Sheils. She's got some cool content that you found yesterday.
Yeah, just going through the gram, just going through a story. She's got a beautiful voice, and she sometimes puts out music, and she wrote a song in light of all this, and it's really calming, and it's great, and it's present with what's going on. So, Kylea?
Yeah. I just want to say real quick, here at the Beyond the Doughnut, we're going to start doing kind of like an artist ending. So to give you guys some more uplifting content, kind of get the mind moving a little bit, we're also going to have Christopher Chef Boogie Grow drop another poem, hopefully, right after Kylea. So stay tuned even after her song for even more art. And check back with us. Please, if you guys do feel so kind, share this video. This could be some of the only news that your family and friends are getting so that they can protect themselves and so that they're informed. The only reason we're doing this is just to help people kind of understand what the conversations we were having to ourselves. We wanted to broaden that audience, and we're really happy that we can do it.
And one more request. One of the great things we're getting is a lot of questions from a lot of our friends and different people who have started following us. We're getting them between our personal Instagrams and Beyond the Doughnut, and even some on our TikTok. Those are all great, and we love them. But if you could put them in the comments of the video, so that way they're all in the same place, it'll make it a lot easier for us to start planning out and addressing those with each show.
Yeah, if you do comment on the video and you do have something that you want received, we're not just going to answer that on our YouTube. We'll also answer it live on the show, just so that we can, keep that kind of knowledge. We want to make this a circle of knowledge, and we're working to get ourselves ready for if we do have to go live and start airing live, we will be able to do that as breaking news continues to get closer to Oceanside, California.
Thank you.
Get up early and work until late. Got the money and ready to spend. I know that there's more to this, but sometimes I get caught up in it. Whoa, where will we go? Whoa, will Uncle Sam tell us no? Whoa, they got their backs on me. I guess I'll stay here in quarantine.
How y'all doing? This is Mount Corazon. I got another poem for y'all. Call it Feeding the Birds. I gather the bread, for the birds need fed. Crumbs on the floor, bread from the store. Piece by piece, pigeons gather to eat. Slow and humble, sure not to stumble. Poppy seeds, breads covered by these. 3 loaves, they fly in droves. The grass I stand, capture a picture if one can. I give and I give, as this I see fit. The feeling I get is an uplift. By the ocean I adore. When I run out, the birds want more. Pigeons come first, sparkle with gray and green. Seagulls come between. Pigeons are grace. Seagulls eat as if it's a race. Enough to go around, spreading love in the oceanside town. Becoming the mascot with 2 golden dreadlocks. Red dashiki, checkered vans. I am the countryman. Not afraid of humility, as I give praise and thanks to the Almighty. God is light, though I am bright, standing out like a telephone light. Ocean water I can hear, glancing over at the pier, giving my blessings and steering me clear. Thank you.